filming?
See that, huh? See how she doesn't even come near you.
So Caitlyn just rails chicks still, probably, eh?
That's
We gotta find out.
I think she identifies as a woman, but at the end of the day, she's still one of the boys.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's that girl that's just for the boys. Like,
Yeah,
that's what she is.
I agree.
Which I respect a lot. Like, there's nothing like a girl that's just for the boys. People can't cancel us for asking questions that everybody wonders.
to know.
It's our job.
This is
Jimmy Kimmel said we're 3 doofuses, so it's our job to ask these type of questions.
But we kind of are. Like, you have one guy in the backseat who hasn't slept. You have Aaron who just smoked weed.
Maybe he was right. Eh?
Did you guys tighten up, like, with this one? Like,
Yeah, I'm a little nervous right now.
for this one?
Yeah. Everyone's watching this one. Yeah, I know. Like, the Kardashians might watch it in their living room together. This is massive, massive, massive. Hey, John. Hello, how are you? Okay, nice to meet you. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Sophia, Bob Miller, great to meet you.
God, there's a lot of.
I'm Gabe.
Hi.
How are you? Good
Nice to meet you.
It's my girlfriend, Summer, by the way.
See you down
Summer,
there.
nice to meet you.
Hi, Sophia. Nice to
You're
meet you.
beautiful.
So are you?
What a beautiful place, man, huh? This is gorgeous.
Caitlyn should be ready. I'll go find out.
I didn't sleep a minute last night, bro. I'm fucked.
Really?
Yeah, not 1 minute, bro. I'm so fucked up.
Sending to you?
No, I was with the Medicard holders. I just took like random 3 people out and just got a fucking zing till late in the morning, bro. I'm so tired. God have mercy on my soul for this episode.
A happy dad right here. I can't believe you guys are here. How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Now, nice to get everybody's names right.
Good to see you.
I go by Steiny. Steiny. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll make it easier.
Kyle.
What?
Kyle.
Kyle?
Nice to
Bob.
And Bob. You're Bob. Kyle. And you are Aaron, but you go by a different name.
This is awesome. What a beautiful home, too.
Well, thank you. Nice little background.
So is this considered
look at
Malibu?
this.
This is like
It
past
actually is a
Malibu.
little better. It's a little foggy today. If it was a little clearer, it'd be a little bit better.
Wow, what a view. You see that, Bob?
Yeah.
This is what you
Oh,
call
there
like
the
a fuck
dogs
you,
are
a
out there.
fuck you view.
That's Bertha. We got another black one around here somewhere.
How long have
Yeah.
you been living out here?
7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, when
Can we fix her mic?
I was, I got it. When I was looking for a place, I wanted something that was very private, but I also loved a view. And it just so happens I showed up here and I said, whoo, let's take a run at it. So wound up getting it. But yeah, it was tough at first because this was right in the middle of some changes in my life
Yeah.
that nobody knew about. And I had terrible problems with paparazzis and mountains and
Really?
oh, every place I went, they were everywhere. So I built a wall around the outside up here, just a fence. So at least I could
So
go
wait,
out to the
paparazzi
pool.
would like come up here and take
What's that?
photos? Paparazzi would
they
come
would
up
be
here
up in these mountains.
and take
It's
photos of-
illegal.
take photos of you in the backyard?
Yeah,
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
and it's so illegal.
So what's the
but-
play there if you see a paparazzi in the mountains? You call the police or something? Or
I would sometimes call the police. The biggest place they had was up here on there, and they would just spy on you and wait to see what you're doing. And
That is, like,
so I put
so
walls
fucked
up.
up.
And then the cover of Vanity Fair came out, and the walls came down.
there it is.
Yeah, screw all these people. Yeah.
There it is.
And slowly the paparazzis went away. Yeah.
We saw you got a deal with Fox News. So are you like an official Fox News analyst now?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Is that a good thing?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's a very good thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know if we're on the conservative side, the liberal side, and everything.
We play both sides.
Have we
I'd say we
actually
tend to be
started?
Yeah, we started. We
Oh
just go.
my
We just
God.
go. We
We
just
go
go
right
for
into
it.
it. Yeah.
Now this is.
We just go for it.
Wait a second. You just go for it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a podcast. I
Yep.
don't do a lot of podcasts.
You don't.
You know,
That's why it's
my
really an
life
honor, yeah.
is kind of 30-second sound bites. You know, it's all put together. You know, and how much time do we have?
Much as you want to give
As
us.
much as you
Oh
want to
my
give
God,
us. It's
I
just
have-
a fun, good environment. We love to talk, shoot the shit, keep an open, friendly room.
Bob's off no sleep last night.
And by the way, like
Really?
I went out.
He didn't sleep a minute last
I didn't
night.
sleep 1 minute last night, Caitlin.
Why?
They have an NFT project that they did. So they had these Medicard holders. So I took them out for a night, and
No way.
we took them out all night. As one of the utilities behind it is I when I go to city to city,
I got a back room if you want to take a nap.
I mean,
We could probably handle this.
this
never
is
leave.
this
That's
is
the
this,
problem, is he'll
this
stay here
is too
forever.
good to leave the
Really?
room. This is too good to leave the room. I want to be right here.
Caitlyn doesn't want you on the pod either.
She's throwing me off already. You're like the YouTube comments now. I get
So
reamed.
actually, honestly, I think the problem I'm going to have is I'll get in trouble because I have too much time. And like you say, go as long as you want.
Well, let's do
Yeah,
it.
I'm a storyteller. I tell too many stories.
Good.
And everybody says the exact same thing. Shut up.
Not now. We want all the stories. That's why.
You want all the stories, really?
Yeah, he'll cut you off if he's bored too. So
Really? If
Yeah.
it's boring?
he'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good.
Well, yeah, congrats on the Fox thing. I saw that.
Actually,
That was really cool.
I'm
and
very excited about that. It's a great platform. I have always been on the conservative side. I'm older. I'm come from a patriotic family. Love this country. Love our flag. 1976 was our country's bicentennial year. And 3 weeks earlier was the biggest 4th of July birthday celebration this country's ever had. Patriotism was at its height. I was the first person to ever put up their country's flag at the finish line.
wow.
And
Love that.
yeah, and why? Because I was, one, really proud of my country, and some guy jumped out of the stands and put it in my hand, and I go, oh, what am I supposed to do with this, So I put it up, but that's kind of the picture that came from that. And so I've always been on that side. My father, World War II veteran, landed on Omaha Beach, 5th Ranger Battalion, all the way through the war. 364 guys in his division that landed on the beaches, and 60 of them came back alive.
Wow.
Pretty heavy shit.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he's buried at Arlington. And so I've always been very patriotic and love this country. And with Fox News, it just gives me opportunity. It gives me another platform. I am not happy with what's happening in our country right now.
That's what I was just going to ask you. What do you feel about the state of where the country's at right now?
About the what?
I said, where do you think? What's your opinion on where the state of the country is right now in a whole?
Oh, it's absolutely horrible what's happening to our country. We're not, honestly, I want to be honest, we're not even a country any longer. We don't even have
crazy,
borders. We don't even have a border. We're spending billions of dollars to help the Ukrainians and to protect their border, and we don't even protect ours. We're, it's just, if you're not a country, if one, you don't have laws.
Right.
We don't have laws in this country. It's just whatever the politicians want.
Yeah.
We see crime rampant through it. I mean, just literally right over that hill right there.
So you think it's because
there was murder the other night?
You think it's because of the administration that's in office right now?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course it is. It's 100% them. Why are we having inflation? It's because of bad policies. I feel like this administration is trying to tear this country down through inflation, through high taxation, and then they will rebuild it with the government, and then everybody will be part of the government. But they first have to destroy it first. And they're on their way. But I don't think they have enough time. I think in a year from now, it'll be a different deal, because I think the people of America are going to stand up here in a few months in November and change everything and get the Republicans in on the House and the Senate. That's what I'm hoping. And if you do that, you can stop them. They just won't be able to do anything for the next 2 years.
How much like backlash do you get for saying this type of stuff? Because like I saw even the post on Fox News when you posted that you like went on Fox News, and it's just so much backlash from like the trans community. Like
I know
you're like.
See,
do you feel
I
like they box you in? And I feel like, right? Isn't that crazy?
They do. Yeah.
Like, can trans people not have different political views?
No, they're all supposed to have one political view, and that's a liberal point of view. Okay, that's kind of what they are. That's not me. Never have been.
Why do you think that is?
I think the woke world has kind of taken over. But the woke world is a very small portion of our society. I think what really changed everything over the last 20 years, 30 years is social media, the internet. It's given everybody a platform. A small group of people in the middle of nowhere can sit there under their covers, say some crazy things, and all of a sudden the media is watching all of that, and now all of a sudden that is the truth. That's what's out there. To me, to be honest with you, within the trans community, I have a lot of friends. We get along great. There's a lot of very conservative trans people that are out there,
but they just don't
don't speak up. Yeah, they just don't speak up, and it's the left that the media follows, And so you see that where people taking shots at you all the time. To be honest with you, I don't care. I very rarely ever read them. And if I do read them, to me, it's just kind of funny. I am and have been always a common sense person. I have common sense. Okay?
Did it ever get to you, though? Any of these comments, did it ever get to you?
No, not really. I don't care. My life is good.
That's pretty impressive.
Do you think the right sometimes, what do they not like about the right? Do you think like the right doesn't support trans people enough? Is that their point?
They have the perception of that, yes. And certainly in some cases, the religious right, you have issues with there. But what I'm about, it's not about being on the left and the right and the woke world and not the woke world. I just want to do what's right for people. I worked really hard the first couple of years. I thought, you know what, I can come out and change the world. I raised money, millions of dollars for the trans community and did everything I could possibly do, helped organizations, gave away millions of dollars. And at the end of it, they all just like hated my guts. And I went, why am I doing that? Why am I getting all of this stuff? I really had black trans women come up to me and verbally assault me. And of course, it's all being shot on camera. So 10 minutes later, it's all over the internet, and then the media picks it up because they want clicks, and if they take something at me, they should take a shot at me. A lot of people are going to listen. They got the local news to come out. They were going to protest because I was at an event and that I don't represent the trans community. To be honest with you, they just came to a point where I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Just today, it was a quote I had from last night. When I was on Hannity, I said, yes, I am trans, but I'm not a trans activist anymore. I don't want to do that. To be honest with you, I think it's a losing proposition. You can't win there. There's too many people that are going to show hate out there. I said, what I want to be is a trans example. Okay? You know what? Being transgendered is so difficult. I hid myself my entire life, who I really was. I mean, right down to the morning after the games in 1976. I walked into the bathroom. The gold medal was sitting there on the counter, and I put the medal on, the full-length mirror, looked in the mirror, and just says, what the hell did I just do? Did I build this character up so big that I'm stuck with him for the rest of my life? Wow. Not that I have any regrets for anything I've done in my life, but that was like my first reaction, that now this character is so big and there's so much more to me than that performance. So proud of the performance, so proud that I walked away probably the most satisfied athlete in the world at that time, because I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish.
And he's saying, is that the moment when, because what I'm curious about is when the moment you decided to make the change.
Well,
that was many years later.
yeah. So you're saying when you're the biggest, most popular athlete in the world, right?
Right.
You're on top of the world at that point, but you're still having these feelings.
Oh my God, yes, I've had him since I was in a little kid.
But no part of you was like, wow, I just fucking won the decathlon. I'm the biggest person in the world.
But it's not me. It's not all me.
Yeah.
That is a part of me.
Right.
Okay. No, when you're trans, I've had those since I was just a child, confusion with that. But I grew up in the 50s and 60s, and there wasn't even a name for it. You just think, oh, why, So what do? You just hide it. But here's the deal. Many years later, you look back on that performance and you see, and I look at it now and I go, my God, why did I do that? Or how did I do that? And so you look, and there's more to just going down there competing. There's why I spent 12 years of my life, the last 6 years leading up to the games, totally obsessed every day with this thing called sports. I lived it. I breathed it. I lived in a $145 a month apartment. I had a 1963 VW Bug that I drove. That cost me $175. I lived on nothing, $10,000 a year probably. And I trained 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, working at it, training at it, so dedicated to what I was doing. And I look back on it, I said, why did I do that? And I started looking back and starting to think of why people do things like that, extraordinary things. There's got to be something in their life. It's not just one thing. It's got to be something in your life that kind of drove you to that. I was a dyslexic kid. I didn't do very well in school. Me, perceptually, just picking up words off a piece of paper, just was tough. And when you're young, you're in, second, third, fourth, fifth grade. I mean, that's tough. My biggest fear in life was to go to school because I was afraid the teacher was going to make me read in front of the class. And then not only did I get so scared that everybody was going to know that I had the problem, I just got emotionally upset. I would sit there worried to death that was going to happen because nobody knew I had the problem. It's not like I had a big wart on the side of my face. And, So when I found sports in fifth grade, literally in gym class one day, and at Washington Irving Junior High School in Tarrytown, New York, in the back parking lot, the coach had, during gym class, had set up chairs around the parking lot, and he had to go down there and run around the chairs and come back and get time. They were going to time every kid in school. And so, my turn, this is like fun, but, I'm always in the slower classes and this and that. So anyway, I put my foot on the line and I'm going to run as hard as I can. And I take off, run around, wound up having the fastest time in the whole school. And it was like, that was the first time in school that I ever accomplished anything. And it was running around a bunch of chairs. But it was so important. It meant so much to me, It meant so much to me. That I could do something better than everybody else in school. So I thought, what is this thing called sports? I like this.
You were a tremendous athlete.
Yeah,
One
and
of the best of all time.
go on a football
Crazy
field.
way to
Yeah,
achieve it.
go on a football field and take a guy who's a good student, good reader, and bam, clean his clock. Yeah, this is good stuff. I like this,
Right.
And so that's how I kind of got into sports. Never, ever in a million years thinking I would go as far as I did. But there was also this little gender dysphoric kid in the back of my head also who has to prove your masculinity. You prove that like, hey, I got to do this. So that combination, along with some talent, I was not, I won the title as the greatest athlete in the world, but I never thought of myself as the most talented athlete out there.
Right. It's gotta be hard.
I was the hardest working one out there. I outtrained him. I took the one thing after the games was over with that I took away that it was my greatest victory was I went into the games. If I had a perfect score in all 10 events, I scored 8,000, ran like the perfect decathlon. I ran 8,678 points. I went to the games. I scored 8,634 points under Olympic conditions, really tough conditions that you're under. I was as close to perfect as I could be. And why? Because that's my head. That I did all the preparation physically, but I found out later on in life, thinking I was always in the slower classes, dyslexic, and everybody else is smarter than me, that my greatest asset was my head. And honestly, if I had not been dyslexic, if I had not been gender dysphoric, if I didn't have all these issues as a young kid, I look back and I said, what if I was just average? I was an average student, kind of in the middle of the class and this and that. I don't think I would have needed sports, and it wouldn't have been that important to me. And I probably never would have really gotten involved, certainly to the level that I was. But because of the one thing that I thought was the hardest part of my life wound up being my greatest asset. It pushed me harder than anybody.
You loved what you did. You loved playing sports.
Oh, I love it. I still today. I love, that's what I do. I play golf. I do this. I love all that stuff.
We're going to golf after, right? I think.
Now, do you think you guys.
We have
I like
not.
how- that's what I was-
by the way,
that's what I was gonna get into.
we have not figured out
What I-
Caitlin's
what I
handicap
don't
yet.
want-
We haven't figured out our handicap yet. I don't know.
Well,
what do you not want?
Well,
Yeah, how's
I don't
your
know,
game?
But I just don't want. I know you guys. You do this. I mean, everybody knows you. This and that. You probably have pretty big egos. To get outdriven
guy.
by a 72-year-old trans woman is not.
It's bad.
It's not good for your ego.
And I've been like low hooking my drives too, so I'm
Oh,
honestly a
have you
little
really?
nervous. How's your game though? Like, what do you shoot?
Well, I practice a lot. I like going up to the club and
Like range or
I
chip and
play
putting?
4 or 5 times a week.
Wow, that is dope.
But I practice a lot. I enjoy the game. But I don't know because honestly I don't play 18 holes, maybe twice a year.
It's
Just
overrated.
quick nines?
18 holes is overrated.
Yeah, it's
too long.
overrated.
It's too long.
9
4 hours on a golf
holes.
course
do you
is
play
too
with?
fucking long.
You're like a quick 9, then just crank a few beers at like the bar after. Or, like, what type?
Well, I go out. My club is a very private club, so I can go out, especially during the week, and go out there by myself, play 3 balls a hole.
Yeah.
Try to average par out of 3 balls. Play 5, 7, 9 holes, and I come home.
The best way to do it would just be this. The best way to do it would be like a 2-man scramble. If we ever
Wait, do you play?
Yeah, I don't.
It's
I
Who
don't.
do you
quick.
play with usually?
But high stakes though,
Who do I
Caitlyn.
play
High
with?
Like, do you have
stakes.
a
Yeah,
group?
Caitlyn, do you gamble on the course?
High stakes.
No, I do not gamble at all.
Not even prop.
Not even golf?
Not even prop wagers though.
No,
so if
I
there's
don't.
no monetary.
I've never been a gambler. Don't like it. Don't need to.
Really?
Yeah.
Like not money wise, but more like
If it was a fun.
Well, a fun little bet.
yeah, not
little
money.
bet.
is fun. Yeah. But it doesn't add any pressure to me. I put enough pressure on myself. I don't need a bat or something like that to.
What tees do you play?
Well, it depends. If there's money on the game, I guess I can go all the way up to the ladies'
go.
tees.
You're backpedaling
And
a
you
little
play
bit.
together,
Caitlyn.
so-
You're backpedaling.
Wait,
Wait,
I have
wait,
to
wait,
play.
wait,
You guys
wait.
would have to
That's
play
fair.
for
games.
That's
Those
fine.
big
So-
games going
why
on.
is that a
here.
problem?
Helmet, if we're
Hold
trying
on.
to set the bet right now,
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Caitlyn, you don't use the red excuse. You don't.
What?
Do you play the Reds?
You're.
well, it
there's
depends on
money
who
on
I'm playing against. If
It's you
it's
and
for
the
money
rat
or a
versus
friendly
me
little
and
bet,
Kyle. It's you and
I
the
can
rat
technically go all the way up to the ladies' tees. Of course, I can
Yeah.
play from the ladies'
What is
tees.
But
your
wait,
handicap?
If she plays from the Reds, I'll do any action you guys want. I'm
Hold-
serious.
Aaron,
Wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait,
just saying.
wait.
Go
No, I
ahead,
want to clear
Kyle.
this up.
Please
So,
do-
but
negotiate this for us.
I see your view with like women in sports and stuff like that, with like, the whole Lia Thomas stuff, and you stand up for women's rights in sports. I've
Yes,
seen that a lot,
number one.
which I honestly really respect. Like, why I'm so excited to like have you on the show too is because I think you've been boxed in this community.
Oh, yeah.
and I really respect how you just speak your mind and you don't have to follow everyone else's view in the community. So I think your view on women's sports is like you said, you just have common sense.
It
like,
is.
It's pretty
It's a-
logical
it's-
that women
it
shouldn't
is.
be or men shouldn't be able to play in women's sports. Biological men, in my
Biological.
opinion.
Then I made sure when I made the first statement that I said biological men should not play in girls' sports. I mean, bottom line.
So why do you
that's
get to
it.
play the Reds then?
We have to protect women's sports. And golf, first of all, in golf, I've been asked by the ladies, oh, come on, play. We have a tournament coming up, and this and that. Because to be honest with you, the few times I do play with the ladies once in a while up at the club. And to be honest with you, they're more fun than playing with the guys. The conversation is 100 times better. The girls are more fun to play with.
Okay.
Yeah, by far. And so I enjoy playing with the women. They go, oh, we have a tournament coming up, and why don't you play in it with us and this and that. And at the time I say, that would be so much fun. And then I never show up.
Caitlin's a
Wait, but
honestly,
wait,
You just fade the girls?
Caitlin's
I
a
would
low-key
not-
hustler.
I would
She's
not
a
feel-
hustler on the golf course. Caitlin
What
is
if
a
this-
hustler
what
on
if-
the golf course.
what
I
if
got to
she-
tell from a mile
Yeah,
away.
honestly, I would not feel. I mean, like, excited to. I can outdrive him
I
by
hit the
50,
ball.
80,
hold on,
100
hold on.
yards.
310. I can hit 310.
What's that?
I hit it 310. Can you hit
Well,
past
that's
me?
good. Then it's good.
So we're good.
What if you play with the ladies, but you play from
No,
like the
I'm
tips?
280.
280 is good.
Yeah,
280 is good.
yeah, it's not too bad for 72.
Does it stay straight?
Probably straighter than yours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably
You
straighter
look
than
really
yours.
good for
But
72.
all I can say is keep it out there 310 because if I outdrive you on one hole, you're dead. You'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, that-
Yeah.
Well,
So when
be
you
great.
spray it off
I would
into the
say
woods,
that you
But
are
you're a fucking-
probably way better of an athlete than I am. I'll say
You're
that.
an Olympian.
Well, yeah, of
gold
course.
medalist, decathlon. Like,
I did that.
yeah, you're an athlete.
Yes, I did do all
But going
of
off the
that.
Leah Thomas thing,
But
so
the Lia Thomas thing. Okay, let's
What
talk
is
about
even
that.
the argument? Because to me, it's like, why would a biological male be able to play in a women's sport? Like,
I have
what is the argument?
I have said from the beginning, I have no problem with Lia Thomas. I wonder what her motivation is, and I would love to talk to her. I'm kind of trying to reach out to her right now, once kind of everything calms down. But I wonder what her motivation is. But that's fine, whatever it is, because she's playing by the rules right now. What my problem is the rules are wrong. I mean, you can't have somebody like Lia Thomas who went through male puberty, played on the boy, swam for the men. I heard she's 6'1", but you just look at her in the pool. There was a great picture. What was that? I think Donald Trump Jr. posted it, of the start of that race. And you had all the girls just entering, their hands were just entering into the water.
She's already
and
Aquaman.
Lia Thomas is a foot and a half above them and hasn't even come close to hitting the water yet. You just look at something like that and you realize how this is not fair. But honestly, it's the rules. And
That's
I'm
the
working on
NCAA.
some things right now.
NCAA's
Because to be honest with you, it's a very complicated issue.
No shit.
Who's that? Who
I
makes
mean,
the
it's
decision?
such a complicated
Tough.
issue.
Because I'm
And
thinking,
just-
I'm thinking low key, like I would just not trying to be whatever, but like I could just go and probably make the WNBA.
No, you could not. But
No, you
why? That's not.
couldn't.
Bob,
You
no,
should
You
have
could do
not.
what now?
I
The
think that
WNBA?
I'm just saying, be honest with you.
You
Like,
you probably couldn't make the WNBA.
No, you could not.
if I go
No,
and I go
bro.
through,
Bro, no, you could not. This is
Aaron,
like
I'm a
Patrick
very
Mahomes
good
going to
sorry,
play the
Aaron, I'm a very good
FCFL.
basketball player.
And actually, those WNBA girls would kick your ass
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah,
you
so
get-
I wouldn't
yeah,
Well, you're an
embarrass
idiot.
yourself.
I hope that this happens
Yeah.
now.
That no, I would.
I heard
bet,
you can't-
please, we need to
the
find
scouting
an
report-
let's find
So,
an NWA
you know
player.
what? I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
You
Yeah.
will get destroyed.
Now-
Yeah,
by
you'll get
a female
destroyed.
basketball player.
The
not a-
scout,
The best in the world.
Bro, that's not a good
oh,
example.
they
That's
kick
a
your
bad
butt.
example,
Just like
bro.
golf.
Yo,
That's
just
a
so you
bad-
know.
that's a bad example.
Bad example.
Bob.
You're gonna get canceled.
Wait, hold on.
I just get canceled.
Bob, Leah went from being on the men's swimming team
Yeah.
to going to the women's.
3 years
You're-
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a guy that fucking goes out, sleeps no minutes, just picks up a basketball. You can't just go play in the WNBA and dominate.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm
thank you,
saying?
Aaron? Appreciate it.
Well,
Cool.
Plus, the
I could break
scouting,
it down for you.
the scouting report on him is he can't go to his left
I
anyway.
can go to
So,
my- I have a strong left hand. We'll move on.
oh
topics,
really?
but-
Why are you
Really?
getting heated?
You might be fucked for that.
No, you should do it. We
I'm
got to get a
competitive-
one-on-one
I'm a
game.
co-
And just
like
get
Caitlyn, I'm a competitive dog.
Do you want to? So you play basketball?
Maybe you guys play
I play
one-on-one.
basketball. I will, Caitlyn. I'll tell you what. Anytime
you play in
wanna one-on-one,
college?
I will light you up.
No, he played at no level. He fucking goes to the bar every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I
No. See, I got drafted in the NBA.
You fucking
Just turn into a fucking intervention.
No,
I thought
she's
we were
gonna
interviewing
whip your
Caitlyn
ass.
Jenner.
What's gonna happen?
What did you get with the NBA? What did you do with the NBA?
After the games,
That's fucking
after
amazing,
the
by
games
the way. That's
came
super
out.
dope.
Yeah, after the games, this is 1977 draft. That draft, fifth round. I was drafted by, at that time it was the Kansas City Kings. Remember, they were Kansas City Omaha Kings back then.
Yeah.
Before the Kings went to Sacramento, they were in Kansas City. So I look at the draft thing and the article that I got drafted in the seventh round. And, I played just 1 year of college basketball, but I played basketball, played football, did all these sports. Competitively, water skied, did you name it. I played sports.
Damn.
And so I thought, that's kind of cool. So I thought, what can I do? And so I got oh, there we go.
What do we got?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Kansas
Lord.
City. So,
Young stud there.
wait a second. So we got that. Actually, that was very good.
It's a good photo.
Good looking dude right there.
I keep looking for where that Kansas City shirt is because this is what I told him I wanted to do. I said, I want to go to the first home game. I want to have a Kansas City Kings shirt with the number 86. Well, that time it was 18. They wound up changing it a year later to 34. But when the games are right over with, that was the score. And this is only a few months after it. I don't know if you remember, back then was just the post-Lou Alcindor years. In college, they banned the dunk. You weren't able to dunk the ball. Okay, you couldn't
Really?
bring it into the cylinder. The cylinder that would be above the rim, you couldn't carry the ball
Ruins
into
the
the
sport.
cylinder.
Could you dunk?
So,
Could you dunk?
oh my God, I got dunked behind my head.
Caitlyn Dunner.
I was a
Caitlyn
6'9" high
Jenner will
jump.
dunk on your
think he's
ass
still good?
anytime you want, Aaron.
I was a
no
6'9"
shit.
high
But could you
jump.
still dunk?
What?
You think you could still dunk or no?
No, my knee is gone. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But anyway, so
You should run.
So I thought, since I was not even able to dunk the ball and warming up in college, I said, go to the first game, make up that shirt, okay? Go to the first game, ram a bunch through, take it off the backboard, get dunked behind my head, get all of that stuff. And I said,
maybe I can't beat you one on one.
yeah. And then before the game starts, we'll retire my jersey. That jersey, you saw that, Kansas City 86-18. Retire the jersey, and then I'm going to put it up for charity. And whatever it raises in charity money, I'm going to buy tickets for the Kansas City kids for the Special Olympics because they were just starting. I thought, what a great promotion. Not a great promotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
They said no.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, I would have got so much publicity. It would have been so much fun. Raise money for the kids. We could have sold that, that shirt for a lot of money, bought a lot of tickets for the Special Olympics.
Right.
Yeah, for home games. Everybody wins. And they said no.
You're such a stud back then too.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. You're such a good
Would
man.
you say right now you're happy and content with where you are in your life right now?
I couldn't be in a better place.
Because you had to have gone through so
you guys
much.
need to read. I don't know. Do you guys read books or you just
I read Shutter Island and Harry Potter. That's the only two in my life.
Really? Well, I put out a book called The Secrets of My Life that I did after the games, and I told my whole story in that book.
We all
And
read
it took me sitting at that table right there, 2 years of sitting there, 8,000 pages of memoirs, going through every aspect of my life, and all the crazy things that I was doing at that time.
When were you the happiest?
There it is, right there. Secrets of my life.
But I do have some questions. I want to know when were you the happiest in your life? When was the happiest? What was the happiest point of Caitlyn Jenner's life? At what point? Is it now?
Yes, and it's the most content time in my life.
Good.
So many struggles that you have when you just struggle with your identity and the stupid things that you do, to lying to people about yourself, sneaking around, cross-dressing, this, that, doing everything you can just to satisfy this feeling that you have and that you're just trying to let go. I mean, I had paparazzis follow. I mean, the list, it was horrible times in my life, okay? I had a lot of things to do in life. I have no complaints. I transitioned at 65, okay? But I had a lot of things to do. And I had and have had and continue to have a wonderful, wonderful life. I mean, I have the ultimate double.
What do you mean by that?
Olympic decathlon champion. Glamour's Woman of the Year.
Pretty sauce.
Let's go.
Not many can do both.
No.
That's pretty dope.
That's
respect.
That's a life.
I think this is a great
That's a
opportunity
life.
too for our audience, because I feel like one thing, we could educate a lot of people on like transgender issues, I feel. And I feel like our audience definitely probably has like a lot of questions about it.
A lot of questions.
So I feel like
I have questions. I've always had questions about it.
what is like being a transgender? Like, can you define that for us?
It's very hard to define, but I always had this other person that lived in my soul. And it wasn't the same person in my soul that the world saw, that I woke up to and looked in the mirror and said, oh, that's me. I never had that feeling, And I just always struggled with that identity, who that person is. If you have any faith in your life, believe in God, any faith in your life, you ask the question, God, and I have faith in my life, and I ask that question millions of times, why did you do this to me? Why are these thoughts in my head that I just can't get rid of? It's not like you can take 2 aspirin, get plenty of sleep, wake up the next morning and you're just fine. Those thoughts are just there with you all the time. I never felt like I fit into society, okay? Yes, I was married 3 times. I had 10 children. I had a wonderful life. They were wonderful women. That was a great part of my life, And I'm so proud of what I was able to accomplish with all of that. but it was never me. You know, it was never who's in my soul. And then it becomes how do you deal with it? You know? And I dealt with the best I can by just sneaking around, it's like I was living two lives. You know, like in my book, I talk about, I used to love to get Vegas speaking engagements. Why? Because I could get out of the house, go into a parking lot, cross-dress, you know, hop in the car, make sure I could make it all the way. With fuel, I could just about make it the whole way with gas, so I didn't have to stop at a gas station and just drive to Vegas. You know, like Caitlyn could drive to Vegas.
So you dress up as a woman and drive there?
What's that?
You would like dress up in women's clothing and drive to Vegas?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did a lot of crazy things. Walk around hotels, do this and that. Fortunately, never got caught. Did a pretty good job, but never got caught. One time, really close. That scared me to death. Yeah. But and those were the kind of the crazy things that I would do, just so I could have a little peace in my soul. Right. You know, this other part of me that's so alive inside, but I can't show, and the world doesn't understand. Now, I was very blessed and having so many children, and I had spent the time raising the kids. Okay, that was number one for me in my life. I wanted to give my kids good guidance. I wanted to have a family, a dad. You know, they kind of knew something's going on and this and that. But they never said anything. It was not a big deal. They never really said anything until I finally got to the point where all my kids were raised. And Chris and I had gone our separate ways. I'm back out here in Malibu. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, because 1984 to 1990, those 6 years, I lived in a little house right over that hill over there and basically stayed in that house for almost 6 years. Coming out just to work once in a while. I really didn't have any friends. I never felt like I fit in anywhere. You know, I would just kind of live my little life in that house. And when years and years later, I'm back out here. And I thought a lot about that because those were really rough times for me. I was really struggling with who I am and who my identity is and everything. They were my roughest years through the 80s. And I thought when I got back out to Malibu, and here I was, single, living by myself again, and I'm thinking, oh my God, am I just going to die this way in this house? Or am I going to do something? You know, what can I do? And, you know, the trans community is the most marginalized community in the world. I mean, it's pretty bad stuff. One of the most marginalized communities in the world. And so I kept thinking to myself, could I actually pull this off? You know? And you have every excuse in the book why you can't pull it off. And I had that. I was too tall. My voice sucks. There's just no way I can do this. I'm, too famous. I'm this, I'm that. How can I do it, you know? And finally, I got to the point where I talked to all my children. One at a time. I didn't want them to gang up on me. So I thought one at a time.
Who was the first one you talked to?
So the first one I talked to is Brandon. He's like 40 now. Actually, you in town tomorrow?
No. No,
what?
I don't think so. Why?
No, because he's got a band. He's really good. And they're playing in Venice. I thought if you're around, we could go.
Love to show any support we can.
Bob will probably be there.
Listen, I'm always down for it. What kind of What kind of band we talking about?
Yeah, I'll give you the information
later. Get back to
before we go.
I'm always down for
What
this
is it
stuff.
like?
Yeah,
Classic?
he's really talented.
What type
kid.
of music? Like classic jazz?
No, I finally got him to come around, and now he's kind of like a funky rock, just really good. For the longest time, he just did this really nice music. And come on, I want to go and I want to dance. I want to move.
Funk rock?
Yeah, kind of
like
funk.
a Machine Gun Kelly type
I'm going
thing?
tomorrow 100%.
Yeah, but no, it's all, he plays all the instruments. He writes all the music. He produces it. Yeah, he's the lead singer. He does it all. Yeah, and he's got a really good band right now.
You have my word. If I'm allowed, that's my girlfriend right there. We're going to go. I want to get back to what you said, though, what you were talking about with the...
But anyway, I had to talk to my kids.
Yeah.
Actually, on the talking to my kids, you say, who did I talk to first? And I talked to Brandon. Why? Brandon is, he's kind of my little, I've called him my little Gandhi, but not really. But he's always very open-minded and this and that. So I thought, okay, I'll start with Brandon. And Brandon knows his mother had talked to him, and this and that, but we never talked about it. So I invite Brandon over to the house. This is when I was living down on the beach by myself. And I invite him over to the house, and I say, okay, we got to sit down and talk about it. It's been the monkey in the room that nobody talks about, but now it's time to get it out in the open. So I told him my story, and he basically says, oh, I knew all of that. And I said, well, I figured you did, but we've never talked about it, So let's talk about it. And there is a possibility I may even transition, It depends on what everybody says in the family, because I won't do it if I have one person that says, no, don't do this.
You wouldn't have done it?
No, I wouldn't have done it.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that, though? Why wouldn't you have done it?
Why?
If that's what you really want, why would their opinion matter?
Because they're my family. And when you do something like this, it affects your family big time.
100%.
And I don't want to do anything to hurt my family.
What was like Kendall and Kylie's reaction when you told them?
First of all, Brandon, finish it off. So Brandon goes, we're just about kind of wrapping it up. And Brandon goes, you know what, Dad? I've always been so proud that you're my father. He says, if I go to the airport and I give him my ID and it's Brandon Jenner, and they go, oh, is Bruce Jenner your dad? And he goes, yeah, that's my dad. And they always have such nice things to say about you. Oh, Bruce comes through here and he's always nice and friendly with everybody and this and that. We love Bruce and this and that. And he says, but I've never been more proud of you than I am right now. And I'm like,
That must feel good.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
and that was pretty heavy stuff. It was a good one to start. Not all the reactions were quite that good, but they were all good.
I thought I saw you say that. I think Kendall took it really well, and then Kylie was like kind of confused about it.
To be honest with you, Kendall and Kylie were just afraid for me. It's not that they didn't want me to be happy. I told them this is the only way I can see that I can go into the rest of my life and be happy, have a mission, live out my life, I used to always think, I want to talk to whoever I was with, that when I die, this is how deep it goes. When I die, that, and if I hadn't transitioned into stuff, I want to get full hair and makeup done, great outfit, in the casket. Everybody comes up and goes, Jesus Christ, what just happened?
Just glam the fuck out in the casket.
That's the way that's honestly, for the longest time, it's the way I thought I'd go out, Yeah. That's how bad it is. This is tough stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, but Kendall, all my kids were good with it, but they were afraid. They were going to afraid. What's the media going to say? What's going to happen to you? Are they going to destroy you? I'm their father. They love me to death. They don't want that to happen to me.
Must have been a lot of pressure on them too, because they're just so
There
ultra
was.
famous that.
But let me tell you, let's take Kendall and Kylie. And of course, like Kim, when I told Kim, her big question was, oh my God, what do we call you? And so I said, I'm going with the name Caitlyn. And she goes, oh, good, you stayed with the K's. And I went,
You're like, nah, I'm dropping the C.
No. I said, I didn't go with the K. I thought C would be much better, And she goes, oh, okay, But
Caitlyn's with K's are like a little more like you got to watch out for them. I feel.
Well, it's just too much of the family thing and all of
stand out a
that,
little
you
bit.
know? Yeah, just
Yeah,
a little bit of
you're like the
separation.
Godfather.
there.
Caitlyn's with a C. are
And I
more
think
like,
the media would
wholesome.
kind of go crazy with it, so I stuck with
Godmother.
with the C.
Yeah.
But
Godmother, got it.
but Kendall and Kylie, you know, they were going, well, what do we call you?
Like
and
mom or
I
dad?
sat back and I said, well, Dad, you know, I'm your father. You know, I'll always be to the day I die. I'll be your dad. You know,
Right.
And so I said, yeah, call me Dad. Okay, but what they're really good at, and every time, and they always amaze me what they say, and they even in the media they talk about my dad. But they say, my dad, she does this. My dad, she does that. This is she. They change pronouns in the middle of it. And it would, yeah. And I said, even when they, first started doing that, I said, that's tough. It's not easy to change the pronoun thing.
It's
You know?
unintentional,
So, wait,
right?
so how does
It's a
that-
conscious effort.
Yeah, it's just
So
that
how
way.
does that work then? When like people say like I identify as this, like how does that like work? So you identify as like you're like a female
Okay,
now.
yeah.
Are we allowed to get a little open?
No, I
here
mean,
and be-
the
No,
thing
it's
is-
just,
that- yeah.
obviously we already got open.
Well, I'm
blew up
curious
everywhere.
because you have all these things that you're hiding in, right?
Yeah.
So you're hiding in your dyslexia. You're hiding in that
Right.
you're gonna become trans. How are you able to go film the Kardashians, the show, when you have all these thoughts? You're around 4 or 5 beautiful women all day. Like, how are you able to be comfortable like that?
Because I love my kids and I'm so happy for them.
But was it hard for
and
you?
so, but anyway, what I used to always think on keeping up with the Kardashians in the years of shooting and the producers and this and that, and there's so much drama in the family. I love it. I mean, I
gonna
love my
say,
kids.
that's
So
what
it
we
was.
get
It
to.
was. I had the
gotta be
best time
crazy.
in my life shooting with the kids.
It is a great show.
I love the
It's a
show.
great show.
Great
My
show.
kids were all great.
Did you feel out of place?
I learned so much about my kids on camera, and the opportunity, and because you were kind of forced into talking about issues when the camera's around.
Right.
Where the other time, we'll put it off, we'll talk next week. You couldn't do that. You had to talk
That's
about
gotta
it
be
now.
madness.
So honestly, I had a great time shooting the show for all those years. And, but
Is the show dead? Do they have a show now or
No,
not?
it just came back, right?
Came back.
it's on Hulu
I
now.
saw that on the
yeah,
on,
but,
the on the media stuff.
yeah.
Well, did you enjoy doing it or no?
Oh, I love doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love doing it. I love doing it with all my kids and everything. But what I kept thinking about was
Yeah, we're
to the
good.
producers, the biggest story on the show
Yeah.
that nobody knows about is me.
The back.
Absolutely.
Why are you on this show? The Hulu show? Is it their Hulu show? Because I'm confused. I read
Bob.
some,
Yeah.
and I'm asking. Dude, listen, we have to.
well-
I don't know
Well-
how she's the biggest deal on the show.
We got to
Let her
address
go
that,
forward.
but
No, but
Yeah,
thought-
that's
I'd love to just be open in this room and ask questions that like I want.
I know.
And if
I
she
know
wants
you're
to-
I would love to hear more about how you had the biggest thing on the show and more about the
yeah, no, the
course.
I love doing the show.
I love
but I
that.
kept thinking during the whole show that,
that.
the biggest story on the show was me.
Of course it was.
But I
And so
couldn't
why
talk.
aren't you on the
but
goddamn
I-
show is the
But
question.
I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to keep it quiet. Yeah,
Right.
I had to keep that quiet.
So what is your relationship with the family now all good? With
Yeah,
with your
I mean,
family?
my relationship with the family is, fine. I
Right.
mean, we do things together, my kids, this and that. Just had my 20th grandchild,
yeah,
a couple of weeks ago.
because with the car,
And
yeah,
and that's my son Bert, the oldest son.
I'm going to the show tomorrow.
What's that?
I'm coming to that
That's
show.
a different brother,
Different
Bob.
brother. I know, but I'm going to the other brother's show tomorrow.
Yeah, I will give you the information. That's my other son,
Coming in
Brandon.
hot.
Yeah, that's Brandon. And my first son is Bert.
Yeah.
And he's like 43 now. Been very successful. All my kids have been very successful. I'm very proud of them. And it was. I'm just not on the show. It's a different show now. So
Who do you think you have
let
the
them do
closest
it.
relationship with out of your kids? Is there someone like specifically that you're more comfortable or you talk to daily?
Of course, when you have 10 kids, you have different relationships
Of course,
with all of
it's
your
only natural,
children.
yeah.
Some that I'm, Kendall and Kylie, obviously my flesh and blood, and I'm, very close to them. And the Kardashian side, I mean, I see him here and there, but I'm not like really close. Kim's probably the closest. My other side, my other kids, my boys, Brandon, Bert, the whole group. Yeah, they're all there.
and again, not trying to be all clickbaity here and whatnot and bringing up whatever. And if anything I ever say is crossing the line, but Kim's obviously going through it right now with Kanye, right?
Kim is the most amazing, honestly, what she's been able to do with her life. She is one of the most amazing people out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, so different than what people perceive her as. She is one hardworking, smart businesswoman. Obviously, a separation from Kanye has been very difficult over the last year. Okay, we don't need to go into that. It's been difficult. But in that time period, look what she's done with her life. She has 4 kids. Okay, she's a dedicated mother. Because of her father, she always wanted to be a lawyer. And so she found out a way that she could do it by basically being homeschooled instead of actually going to a college, because she can't do that, that she actually homeschools herself. She has every day, like 2 people come in, 5 hours a day, and she studies law. Okay. Right. She just passed her first law degree test. When you do it that way, it's a different bar. It's the first section of the bar. They do it when you do it this way. There's like, I think 3 tests you have to take.
She passed the first
Kim's going to be a lawyer?
So she did the first one, didn't get it on her first try, then came back and got it.
Hard, yeah.
I think it's graded on the curve.
But can Kim just like
it's graded on the curve, and they only pass the top 15%. It's graded on the curve.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy hard to pass.
What's her fees going to be like? She's going to be expensive, right?
Well, I have no idea. Oh. Yeah, we never discussed that. But anyway.
What do you think
about... So she got past that, and she was so excited. I mean, so excited. But here she is raising kids. And in that time period where she's working on becoming a lawyer and passed her first of the mini bars, she also had KKW, her cosmetic company, which has done extremely well. Then she started Skims.
Yeah, Skims.
And I think the market cap is $3.4 billion right now.
Yeah.
Skims
in this period. Yeah. This woman has done it all on her own and raised a family.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
That is,
success, she says, amazing.
You think?
Just
absolutely
ridiculous.
So
who do you think she gets that from?
I think it's a lot from her father. Certainly the law side of it is from her father. She was very close to her dad.
You think Chris is an inspiration?
It was it was horrible how quickly he went. Cancer.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously the whole family was just devastated by what happened, and we lost Robert at such a young age. And it was really hard, especially on Courtney and Kimberly. They were so close to her. And even Rob, the whole family, all the Kardashian kids. It's just to lose your father.
That's insane.
Yeah,
so
and they were very, very close. To lose their father was a horrible thing. And I try to do, you do your best to step in, but there's only so much you can step in. You're still the stepdad, And there's a different set of rules for biological dads and stepdads. So you do what you can.
Of course.
Did
you ever know OJ? Speaking of Rob?
What about OJ?
Like, did you ever know him?
Oh, yeah, I know him very well, yeah.
You were, like, close with him?
What?
You were, like, close with them, like friends?
Oh, yeah, just a few weeks before the murder, we were on vacation with OJ and Nicole. And
where?
Yes, Chris and I, all down going to Cabo 6 weeks before so I was unfortunately very close to it. Nicole was, I was at her house like 2 days before it happened. Yeah, it was horrible.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother water over the dam. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your opinion on Skeet?
On who?
On Skeet? Pete Davidson?
Good old Pete. He was over the other day. I met him for the first time.
You ship like Skeet and Kim?
I was in trouble because I called him Peter. And Kim starts laughing. It's not Peter, it's Pete. I said, well, I don't know. I'm just trying to be polite. He
came over here?
What?
He came over here?
Yeah, he was over here with Kim. Because I called Kim. I haven't, and to be honest with you, he seemed like a very nice guy.
He's got a Hillary Clinton tattoo, though.
I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. And he seems like a very, very nice guy. But the best part was,
we're gonna all end up dead.
Kim seemed so happy. And that's my number one concern.
Fucking Kanye's in the hill over there, huh?
No, it sucks.
Kanye's in the hill like a paparazzi or no?
What's that now?
Kanye in the hill like a paparazzi or no? He doesn't do that?
No, he wasn't up there on the hill.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I get along very well with Kanye. I really like Kanye. Every time we've been together, he's been absolutely great, especially during the transition and this and that. He was absolutely phenomenal. I'm still today, when I see him, we're good friends. I just have to be a little careful because, he's said some things, especially towards the family, that, obviously I'm on the family side,
of course.
and I wish him nothing but the best. And, I'd love to see him again.
Kanye doesn't really hold back on social media.
He's someone
like.
else.
No,
That's
he
very
doesn't.
boxed
He
in,
doesn't.
too.
And
he doesn't hold back at all. He's just firing up everything up there. I have no problem with Kanye at all. I've never met Pete, never met Kanye either way.
I mean,
but
honestly, I like Kanye, and he's always been good to me. But yeah, you got to be very careful when it comes to that type of stuff. So, yeah.
And
but
because I want to go back real quick too. We haven't touched on with the Hulu show.
Right.
If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, you're going right
I
back
have to
that
go
again.
there. I have to go
You should
there.
be on there.
No, but I'm not digging for
I think
drama.
need a little more happy.
Yeah.
We have plenty more,
Oh,
Caitlyn.
yeah.
Plenty more where that
I've
came
had
from.
3 of them. They're amazing.
And,
Need another one. Where's Gabe?
Maybe
we'll hit a shotty on the course.
I'm just curious on your perspective on why you are not on that show. When you were driving force.
Honestly, I
when you
don't
were driving
know.
force in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never asked, and that's fine. I'm very happy for my kids that continues. That vehicle has been extraordinarily good for my children. And fortunately, I'm moving on to other things.
You think
This is a great flavor.
Do you think
Wow.
it's do you
the
think,
Happy Dad guy's bringing in another cold
bring
one.
Caitlyn more in.
Jeez, I know. Yeah.
Do you think it's more
Did you
the
crush the first
But
one?
I've got other things
is it
I'm
more
doing.
of a personal or a business thing? You think more of a personal
serious?
decision or a business
Oh, no,
decision
I'm
why they're
down.
not involving you?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. They never even asked.
Would
so.
you want to be on the show?
Wow, Hulu, that's fucked up.
Would I want to be on the show?
I'm mad at
Yeah,
Hulu.
I mean, I had a wonderful time with my kids.
know,
It'd be great, but
I'm upset about it.
It's their show. It's fine.
After this, we're gonna
I've got
put
other things I'm doing.
we should put a tweet on the Full Send Podcast Twitter.
Yeah.
We're gonna tweet Hulu and say, why isn't Caitlyn Jenner
I
on the
think
show?
it's-
So
I-
everyone go to
I
that
Well,
tweet.
yeah,
I
that may
want
be.
Caitlyn
Go to that
Jenner
tweet
on
right
Hulu.
now.
Yeah,
Let's,
that's
let's
fine.
answer. Let's ask Hulu. Why is
does
Caitlyn
it-
Jenner
yeah.
not on the show?
Why does
'Cause
the family want
A lot of
Please go
people
to
have
the
asked that question.
I'm actually kind of fucking pissed off, and I'm not gonna lie.
Bob, you have a connected Hulu.
Yeah, I get it, but
I got a guy. He's not
I'm
that
just-
high up.
I'm happy for my kids. I've got things to do. Actually, you know what I'm doing, which is going to be so much fun.
What do you got?
And I just cannot wait for it to start, and it starts in 5 weeks.
What do you got?
I started a race team.
Jenner Racing. I saw the hats. Those are sick.
Yeah.
What kind of racing?
I started a race team. I've been involved in racing cars for
What
years.
sport?
What?
What sport? NASCAR, F1?
This is it runs in conjunction with the Formula One circuit.
You're gonna be in
Okay.
the Miami event, right? Jenner
The
Racing.
Miami event will be our first event. Where do you guys home?
We're Miami.
We might, yeah.
Oh, you guys are in Miami?
I think we're gonna pop in on the
You
last
got a
day.
pit crew right here.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there?
Well, of course not. My team's running. I got
to go.
2 cars running in the W series.
I dabbled in the
going.
NASCAR
See,
space a little bit.
I feel like
See you on the track.
Yeah, I feel like
Can we be part of the
women's
team?
sports has been under assault here over the last few years. I've been very, even, in the old days, I was always very close to like Donna DeVerona and helping her with Title IX and what was getting it through. And so I've always, been partial towards women's sports. I mean, I think a lot of times they get a bad deal. There's our car right there.
Let's go.
Wow.
Oh, my Lord. You got Jenner on the
good.
side.
Yes.
Sauce, Jenner Racing.
And it's kind of like it's a W series car, but it's kind of like a Formula 3 car.
It's dope.
And I'm very excited about it. I got 2 of them to run in the W series. It's the first all women racing series. It's all women versus women. There is a lot of great women drivers out there. Now, it's hard for anybody, male or female, to move up in racing. I know. I did it for years. I was a factory driver for Ford Motor Company for 5 years. Won Sebring, won a lot of big races.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun doing it. And this gave me an opportunity, 1, to get back to women's sports. I think this is a great opportunity for them. And 2, I just love racing. And so 2 cars, my 2 drivers, first one, in fact, they were out here last week. She came in from the UK, a girl named Jamie Chadwick. She's the real deal. I mean, the real deal. She won the series the last 2 years. I really think she has a good chance to be the first woman in Formula One in years and years and years and years. It's been like 40 years since there's been a woman in Formula One. I think it'll come out of the W series.
So she'd be racing.
She's
she'd
also
be racing with the men. that what you're saying?
She does race with
Okay, go ahead.
men,
I'm
but
sorry,
this
I'm not
series,
aware of this. Why?
this series, it's all women on women. But she races in other series where she races against guys. You know, she was like the Formula 3 champion, and
Because all that matters is what's in that engine. And I know you got the big bucks, so you
Yeah,
all your
well,
cars
yes.
souped up, ready to go.
yes, and but she's the real deal. She's also got a development deal with Formula One team Williams, where she's kind of on their team on the side, working with that hopefully to get into a Formula One ride. And then the second driver's 17. This is a development series. I wanted my second driver to be what I thought would be the future.
What's his name?
And her name is Chloe Chambers. She's a very interesting story. She's from China.
Is she a transgender?
No.
Okay.
There was actually one transgender person who
Cancel
did
this
try
guy.
out.
I had no idea. I'm just saying.
I know.
I had no idea.
There was one transgender person who did try out for the team.
Yeah.
Transgender woman, which we have no problem with. And the W Series, if there was a trans woman, because it's not like, there she is.
Oh, she is young.
And but she was adopted by a family. I think originally in New Jersey. Now they live in New York. Adopted at the age of 9 months. Came to the United States. As last week we were saying, she goes, I am not Chinese. I am 100% American. And I go, girl, I got it. I'm going to put American flags all over your car.
I love that.
You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
And she goes, yeah, I don't even know.
You gotta fight back,
She
right?
goes, yeah, I left, I was adopted at 9 months of age and raised by this family. But she's a really talented young girl, only 17. So I'm really looking forward to her. And, we start in a couple of weeks in Miami.
I'd love to get behind her.
Well, everyone should come out. F1, Jenna
Yeah,
Racing. Let's
we're
come out and
Miami.
support
Let's
her.
go.
We'll be
Miami.
there.
army behind her.
Yeah.
I will.
Let's put the army.
No, we'll
behind
be on the
Jenna
fucking
Racing.
team.
So, and so I'm really looking forward. This is, you say why you're not doing the show and the Hulu show and this and that. To be honest with you, it's kind of nice. I can do my own thing. I have some other things going on that I'm doing. I'm older. I would much rather go to these 8 races because we go like Miami.
Sounds fun.
And then I think 2 weeks later is Barcelona, Spain. And then we have a little break. And then it's the British Grand Prix and, London. And so I go there for a
sweet.
week.
That's
And,
dope.
my team, my girls, they're out there, competing. We come
really
back
fun.
to COTA in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
We'll run there.
Be a
And
good
then
time.
we
A lot
run
of
Mexico
races.
City. We run Japan.
Oh,
So it'll be a fun summer.
I feel like the room.
amazing.
I feel like the room, and you know what it is when you come into this situation, right? And you sit down with somebody like you. It's always like, we're always on our toes a little bit, right? Because I'm I want to ask you, if you don't mind me, if it's out of line, like when you, I don't know how to, am I allowed to speak freely?
Or by what?
Am I allowed to ask you openly
bro.
about something?
Just fucking
Well, you can
do it,
ask
Bob.
me. I may not answer it.
Go ahead.
But yeah, you can ask any question
I'm
you want.
curious.
Biggest build up ever.
Yeah,
no,
Jesus,
I'm
it
just
better be
Fire
good.
away.
I'm curious about the procedure, when you
Transition.
To transition?
Yeah, is it
Yeah. How does
is it
that work?
gone? Is it and I don't mean to I don't know. I don't want to ask the question disrespectfully. I want to ask in a real way because
I have been, from that standpoint,
Yes.
very open.
Okay, cool.
And yes, it's gone.
So how does that work?
Where's
What's
it
that
at?
process like?
Like a sword comes
Well,
in and fucking
where-
just
I've
been-
knocks it off
honestly,
and they
I've
throw
been-
it in a pickle jar.
I've been,
Yeah, where
I've
is
been
it?
very open with that.
Not being what I'm just I'm laughing
Honestly,
because I don't know
in
what.
the trans
that's a lot of
community,
questions that people have.
community, only I think that the numbers are 32% actually have complete gender reassignment surgery.
Right.
30% you said?
Most don't want. It's expensive, and some of the girls still like male sex. I guess I don't know.
Right.
But I made the decision years earlier that if I were to do that, I would do it all the way or not at all.
And all the way.
Well, is that
and again, pause me if I am ever getting out of line. All the way meaning does it transition to the other part? And I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just-
I was.
What is that
educating
surgery
people.
like? What? How does that work? What is that surgery
we
like?
can't get too
We
much
can't?
into.
Well, I'm curious.
just
I'm
interested.
curious, is
Caitlyn,
it-
Caitlyn,
wait,
This
hold
way.
on, Bob.
I don't want to go into
don't have to.
specifics,
Okay.
but as doctors say, it's easier to take it off than it is to put it on.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Perfect.
So
Is that like
Enough
we'll,
said.
we'll kind of leave it. It's not, honestly, 3 years ago, I had shoulder surgery from playing golf, and I'm left-handed and this and that. to be honest with you, that was the worst surgery I had to go through. I just 3 months ago had knee surgery. I had a complete knee replacement of years of beating up on my poor little knee. And that was tougher than the other ones. Those are actually relatively easy, But it is a process of hormones.
She's bringing up golf excuses on the golf course right now.
No. Is it a tough send-off, though? Because I feel like you probably did some...
What?
Like when you remove that part, is it a tough send-off? I feel like you did some work with it back in the day, so I just don't know if it's tough to get rid of that body
There's
part.
still other work you can do with the new parts.
There you go.
You must.
Are you dating? Are you dating?
What? No, I don't date. No, and I never will. I didn't do it to date. I transited to 65. I'm 72 now. Dating is just, I got other things to do. I've already been there, done that. I got 10 kids. Just filling my time. I just had my 20th grandchild. My day is full. Shit. I don't.
But you gotta have still though. You gotta
I have
still
very,
have some,
very
have some fun
good,
ones.
great friends, and that's just the way I want it.
And I hope you consider us friends.
Well, we'll see how this all comes out, and we'll see. After
I think it's
going to
be.
What do you think?
I think it's going to be very.
I
great.
think that
310 yards, bullshit.
No, he's
bullshit.
capping.
By the way, Caitlyn,
it's bullshit.
You don't want the smoke on this golf course.
Really?
You don't want the smoke.
He's off no sleep. We're good.
All right.
What was
Is he the golfer of the group?
Bob's probably the best.
I'm a 10 handicap.
But he's off no sleep.
You're
you
not
can
10
get
anymore, dude.
You want to know the secret to this guy?
What?
He is.
God.
You can
This
own.
is why we call him Z-Rat,
I own a
Caitlyn. He's
majority of
Z-Rat.
real
He
estate
talks
in his
about
head.
everything.
I own so much real estate in his head. You could easily get in there, and once you're in there, he's got no chance.
I know.
He brings his girl and shit. There's some ammo for you.
He can't putt. I know.
No, absolutely not.
What did you think of
I actually can't
the
putt.
whole Dave Chappelle transgender bit on Netflix? And what went on with that?
I was in support of Dave Chappelle. I am not into and never have been into cancel culture. I hate it. This woke mentality that we have out there right now, I am not into that. I believe in free speech, and I protect Dave Chappelle's right for free speech. Now, is it something that I like or what he says? It can be very funny, and I'll laugh at I laugh at myself. I mean, I'm like the first one. Did you ever see the it's kind of interesting, the Alec Baldwin Comedy Central roast?
Yeah, of course.
That I was in.
Yes.
Yeah. And everybody took shot. I got roasted worse than Baldwin. And I was an easier shot. They all came after me. And I had my returns. I could punch it back just as good. And it was a lot of fun. And I just love that type of stuff. And I don't want to get into the cancel culture. I don't want to limit speech. He has the right to say those. What I worry about sometimes, there is that fine line in comedy, okay, of being funny and being mean. Mm-hmm. There is that fine line. I don't like mean comedy, okay? And I would take offensive to that. But, I mean, in today's society, John Rickles, could he even work?
What about Chris Rock? What he just did with Will Smith? Was that too far?
Well, Will Smith did it to him. Oh,
Excuse me.
Same thing.
However you look at it.
I'm not, even Chris Rock, even in his day when he was, doing a lot of stuff and it's pretty, I would watch his stuff. Some of it would be funny, but it wasn't that's not my kind of humor.
You're right, though. There is a certain line that you can cross. I think Will Smith, when he did at the Oscars, was fucking nuts. But at the end of the day, he talked about his woman. Yeah. I would do the same thing. If anybody talked about Summer, I would run up there and slap Chris in his face so fucking hard if he brings up my woman.
I know Will. I've known him for a long time.
Right now.
I will come over there and slap you right in front of Caitlyn, and I'll make you my bitch. I'm sorry, Caitlyn.
I know Will.
You will not do that.
My bad.
We will throw down in Caitlin's house right now.
His kids and my kids grew up together. His kids were at my house all the time for years. My kids were over at his house.
Yeah.
I've known him. He's always been very, very good to me, very nice to me. Yeah. He also plays golf at the club. I've seen him actually recently. I've seen him quite a bit there. Sat down, had lunch with him. Always very nice. Jada's there. Always very nice. We have a nice little relationship. But that was it was just disappointing.
The joke?
Everybody lost. He lost everything.
Lost.
And he's had such a great career.
Will lost.
Yeah.
Lost. It wasn't good. It was a distasteful joke, in my opinion. But at the same time, as a comedian, Will runs up and slaps him in the Oscars in the middle of nowhere.
That never should have happened.
No,
and
you can't respond like
it's
that.
unfortunate. because he'll be remembered for that for the rest of his life. And he's done a lot of very good things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But at the same time,
I know Will Smith said
everybody
you're
started
absolutely
watching the
right about
Oscars.
that.
Yeah. And he's done a lot of good things.
Yeah.
And he's going to be remembered for that. And just one moment of where he just got, showed very poor judgment.
I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Like, I think people make it a big deal. I think it's like somebody talks shit about his wife, like slap him.
Dude, you're putting on right now. Just fucking.
Well, when he did accept his award, I have to agree with a lot of the things he said, how it's very difficult to be in the position, either in the celebrity world or whatever it is, you're in a position there's a lot of hate out there. And for that hate to come through you, and somebody, depends on, I don't give a flying hoot about it, okay? But some people, I think they have a very difficult time in just processing that.
He's gone through it,
and
you
it
can
gets
tell.
to you, and he, for some reason, lost it.
He talks about his sex life a lot too, Will talks about his sex life.
He
And,
never
like,
talked to me about it, but
did.
yes.
You talked to him about it or no?
You think Will's an attractive guy?
What?
You think Will's an attractive guy?
Do I have the one?
Do you think Will Smith's attractive? I think he's a good-looking dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Will's a good-looking
Sure,
dude.
man.
I'm getting
Thanks for that.
For a guy, what do you think?
I think Will's a good-looking
I
dude.
don't really think about
But I
Will
think
Smith
it's
like
more,
that.
in Will's case, it's more his personality when he's on and working. I think that,
I want to ask too, last, like, how does it feel to be like the father of two such successful like businesswomen like Kylie and Kendall? Like what they've done, I mean, they probably get a lot of shit, but I feel like what they've done with like their business and their entrepreneurship is something that I can relate to too. Like we have a lot of, ventures that we do, but what they've done in like business is pretty fucking crazy. Like Kendall with her tequila.
It is, yes. It's being smart, being in the right place at the right time with the right product. Have the platform. You see my kids, and a lot of this is, almost all of it's been done through social media. And you have to realize that my kids have been involved in social media since its beginning. I remember when the show started, early 90s. Or what was it? Well, no, it was after that. Chris and I got married. So it was like latter 90s when the show actually started. Or 2000. How long did it go? 10 years? 22? Maybe it was later. Somewhere in the 2000s. I remember Ryan Seacrest, who his company was the production company on it, said to the girls when the first year started, "Oh, you've got to start tweeting." And I'm going, what the hell's a tweet?
Right.
Wow,
What do you mean by that? What is this? So I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. But they all got jumped on it. And Instagram, when Instagram started, I mean, they would, the girls were right at the beginning of all of that stuff, that social media. And because of the show and everything, they built this massive following. I mean, literally, you can sit at the dinner table with all the kids and reach 750 million people.
Are they obsessed with it all the time? Are they Kylie all the time? You have to.
It has become a business with them,
Right.
and
You're probably on the phone,
they are on their phones a lot.
Right.
But they have a complete little small army of people that they personally work with to put that stuff out. But it's their ideas. It's what they want to put out. But they, especially because of their businesses, it's very well
is that
thought
like
out.
Chris a lot like guiding them as like
Chris has been, from the beginning, she's been kind of the brains behind a lot of it, especially with Kylie, because Kylie was so young. She was only 18 when she started her company. She was very involved with that. Kim probably is a little bit more independent of Chris, but she's also older now, and, she's a little bit more independent of her. Mm-hmm. She kind of does. I think Skims was probably more Kim than it was Chris in so many ways.
That's really cool though. It's something I respect about them.
It sucks to just see that. What I hate to see is obviously good people going through shitty things, and so obviously Kanye, and back to that real quick, Kanye and Kim going through their shit. Hopefully it all resolves in a normal manner.
Oh, I do too. And I think it will. Because to be honest with you, it's in every time like that, because I've been through a divorce, it's all about the kids.
Right.
What can you do? The best thing you can do to take care of the kids. Because in the long run, it's about the kids.
Yeah.
How about the other two boyfriends? Who do you like better, Devin Booker or Travis Scott?
Oh, you're getting personal now.
I'm just asking.
See, you're getting me in trouble.
Is there a favorite boyfriend?
Okay. My
His
opinion
D
on
book's
that.
on fire.
Honestly,
Travis has slappers, but he's kind of in the dumps
Devin
right now.
Booker, I have more in common with because of athletics.
Sure.
And he seems to be a very nice guy. And I haven't really had heavy conversations with him. You know, I see him here, see him there.
Have they all come over here? And like does Kylie bring
Yes,
Travis here?
I don't know if Devin's been here. I've been at like Kendall's house and this and that when he's been over there. But I don't know if he's been here. And Travis, I don't have quite as much in common with him, but he seems to be good to Kylie, you know. But to be honest with you, I really liked his parents.
Nice.
Travis's?
Yeah, I mean they're really nice.
people.
You know, they're from Houston, and I get along great with them. Every time we have like a family event, I get along really well with the mom and the dad.
Do they
and
ever
this and
fuck
that.
around and you got to step in as the father and be like, yo, don't treat my daughter like that? Like type thing?
No,
No, they've been
I
good.
keep my mouth shut, but I do watch.
Do all your daughters like
My
seek for your
eyes-
approval?
You've been watching Travis, right?
I try to do my best, but then I also respect Kylie
Right.
and her position with him. And eventually that is her decision, not mine. But yeah, I throw my little 2 cents in every once
I'd
in a
be
while.
scared as fuck.
I'd be
like,
scared.
imagine you're dating like Kylie or some shit, and then like you fucked up.
Well,
and, like,
I look at it this way,
Caitlyn
and,
just
and I've
pulls up on
talked
you
to the
and just
kids.
standing there staring at you. Like I'd be.
I
shitting
talk
myself.
to the kids all the time about it, you know. I said, just, you know, take Kylie and Kendall. Here they are, extraordinarily successful young women. I could never date a Kylie.
It's a lot
When I
of
was
pressure,
like
right?
when I was growing up, can you imagine? You have to get kind of somebody at your same level. That's the only way you can survive. I mean, if you're just, you know, some kid off the street,
Yeah.
and you know, how could you do that?
No
you know,
way.
Kylie says, "Oh, let's go to dinner," and you know, she runs over, you know, to her plane and jumps in the plane and goes to San Francisco, has dinner, and comes back. You know,
Crazy.
yeah, that's kind of tough.
It's like a different level. Yeah.
It's a whole different level. So I think it's very hard for them to find somebody. That's why I'm really happy that, you know, Kendall has Devin. He seems, everything I've seen, he seems like a really good guy and can shoot some hoops.
Aaron's been sliding.
No, I was
in
gonna
the
say, do you
DMs.
think like we're all really like good people, funny, successful? Do you think like we would ever have a chance, or
Yeah.
with Kendall, Kylie, like us three, would we ever have a chance, or
You couldn't even pull Rob.
Who would have
probably.
the best chance out of the three of us to maybe?
we could do all the daughters? We could do Kim, Kendall, Kylie.
Be honest.
Courtney. Like, do we have a chance?
No, like if we were, yeah.
you can be
you're-
honest.
Come on, who would have the
Your
best?
your best chance is with me. And that's zero. And that's zero.
Caitlyn.
I don't know if. Well, he's
Yeah,
been in the
yeah,
studio.
yeah.
I'm fucking playing pickup
Caitlyn,
ball.
let me tell you what. I like to set the stakes very high in our golf match.
I know you
Very
do.
high.
Yeah, what? Well, I
But
guess we
no,
got to run to golf, right?
Yeah, it would be it's very difficult for them to even date. And so, but like I was saying earlier, with Pete, I saw Kim so happy. And I even texted her after. I said, Kim, that's like the happiest I've seen you. And that's my concern. You know, I want Kylie the same way to be happy. I want Kendall to be happy. Devin seems to be very good with it. Travis is more in and out. You know, he's kind of got his own life. But Kylie seems to be happy with him. And then they got 2 kids together. You know, good for them.
It's awesome.
This has been the most random, amazing new relationship I think we built here with Caitlyn. I never thought we'd ever be sitting in the same room.
I've had a very interesting life.
You're
Glad I could
very,
share. I hope you don't get it. Hope I don't get in too much trouble.
I think
No.
I think our audience,
I think
Caitlyn, is gonna have a lot of respect for you, like I said, because it's just cool how you made it like a choice in your life. But I think just because you made a choice doesn't mean you have to think the same way as a lot of people. Everyone can have their own opinion, their own views about stuff, and something that we really respect about you, and I think our audience will really respect.
Well,
as
I appreciate that. You know what? What I have noticed, everything that I do, because of the show for so many years and this and that people don't really know me or understand me. Every place I go, I was in the jungle last year with a bunch of people from the UK, and I was the only American there, and doing this show, and they all say after, I says, "Oh my God, I had no idea you were like this open or this nice, and it's so different than what I thought it was going to be, and I've always felt that. I've just been very open, very common sense. I like people. You know, I like meeting people. I like being out there. And, you know, I like just wake up every morning and be myself.
Last question before we run to golf. Governor of California,
Yeah.
would you ever run again?
Probably not. I realize, especially in California, how difficult it is,
win as
especially
a
to raise money.
Right.
To be honest with you, once that was all over with, I didn't win, Larry didn't win, you know, Gavin Newsom stayed in. And my first reaction is, I'm okay, I'll be fine. I've learned a lot. But I feel sorry for the people of California because the scam continues. And this state is nothing but one big scam with the politicians. And it's just unfortunate because California deserves better than what they're getting. But I will always stay involved in politics. I'm doing some things now. I will stay involved, but probably not in running for something. There's a lot of things you can do to help the Republican Party pick better candidates, raise money, do all of that.
Am I allowed to ask one last question? So who's the next president of the United States?
Well, I don't think it'll be a Democrat, okay? The Democrats have just destroyed this country so quickly, it's a joke. I don't know. Hopefully we can survive 4 years of, or at least 2 years of big-time Democratic control. Hopefully in November, that all changes. At least we have some Republican control in the House and the Senate to kind of stop what's going on. But will Trump run? I think he probably will. I don't know. I mean, we've certainly talked to those people a lot, but I don't know.
Do you ever talk to him, Trump?
Yeah, on a few occasions here and there.
Would you go out and speak for him?
Would I do what?
Would you go out and speak for him? Like at a rally or something?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about coming down and playing golf with him and spending some time with him and this and that. We'll see what he's doing for next year. I don't know. He comes with a lot of baggage. You know, it's which is tough. But I think in looking at this country right now, he's probably the only one that, hey, for a better term, has the balls to stand up for this country, the workers for this country.
Guy's got a sack on him.
And
big sack.
Yeah, big set.
It's a little old though. It's probably a little old.
A little old. I don't know if he has.
A sack's a sack,
he's going to be up
like
there in
orange.
age.
Sacks don't age.
You know?
Yeah. And down in your state, DeSantis, I think, will eventually be the next.
I think we're going to get him on the show too.
Yeah. We'll see. I like what he's doing. He's standing up to the stupid media and this and that.
You're used to this game. You're very good at beating around the bush at the end of the day, saying that. You're
I mean, just put it this way: if Trump ran, I'd vote for him in a heartbeat.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. Everybody in this room, we all vote. Yay! You know.
I know. At the end,
let's fix it.
If it's between Biden, Trump, I'm going to vote Trump all day.
Oh, all day long.
So
yeah,
I'll say
all
that.
Day long.
I think there might be some other, I don't know, Republican candidates that might give him a run, but we'll see.
Anyway,
should we decide on a little bet for?
I mean, are you actually going to play golf? Or are you going to? I don't want to chicken out.
No. What's this now?
I mean, are we playing golf or no?
He wants to introduce a wager. If you're okay with that, like a friendly wager.
What's the wager?
Are we playing golf or no?
No money involved.
No money. But are we actually playing golf after this?
Maybe.
What would
if he loses, he has to wear a skirt?
He does that anyway, but
he does that already.
Yeah,
it's nothing. That's true.
You know, it's a slow process. You know, slowly, day by day.
Well, you're the wager guy.
All right.
Right?
No, I think that we're gonna do. We'll figure it out on the golf course.
Let's go.
You're the best.
Let's go.
Honestly, I just want to say thank you so much for having us in your house.
Yes.
We really respect
you. It was my
you.
pleasure. Thank
you so much.
You're an
it's been
amazing person.
Yeah. Well,
very welcoming. This was an amazing experience. Thank you, Caitlyn.
We had a good time. We had a good time. I don't think I got myself in too much trouble.
No,
I think I was pretty.
If you want to right now, go
ask
ahead.
Sophia. Sophia, come here.
Sophia's over there sweating.
Come here.
Get Sophia in here. I want to know more about
Sit
Sophia.
Sit right down here. Hold it. I
want to bring Sophia in.
Yeah, Sophia's got to come in.
You know what, Joe?
I'm right here. You're using my mic. Okay. Now, Sophia is the brains behind this whole thing. Yeah, no, I know. We'll go here in a second.
But wait, I do want to know this because
rush.
she
We're at
actually
Sherwood.
plays.
Anyway,
she plays a big role in your life.
This whole operation, she's
Don't
the
talk
brains
to me.
behind it. I'm the front person.
Okay.
And she is the most amazing person, smartest person I know, economics finance major. She was the state debate champion in high school. Okay, the girl can talk. You can't win an argument.
She's very
with her.
smart. I got on the phone with her, and you're a bit of a
she's
hard
right.
ass.
Yeah,
she's
right.
straight to the point.
She
Yeah, right. Well, she does not fool around.
She's
Yes.
straight to the point.
Yes. And
I was kind of beating around the bush about getting you on, and then you're kind of like, cut the shit. Like, are we doing this or not?
The camera for a reason,
Yeah.
not this reason,
Yeah.
right? Now I'm in front of it. No, I don't. When you're in this business, you kiss a lot of frogs, and so you've kind of weed that out really quickly.
100%.
What does that mean?
How important,
Well, you
Caitlyn,
guys-
is it to have someone like
Am I a
that
frog?
like,
Yeah.
running your shit?
You might be a frog. I would ask your girlfriend later, but
Damn. What?
but she may kiss you and turn you into a prince. You know?
like that.
That's
She asked if she said anything that was too bad. Did you feel that way?
no. I mean,
What'd you
I
think?
think
I think we killed it.
the number one thing that you missed was that. Would you vote for Trump? Oh my God!
She said she would.
Of course you would.
Oh, of course I would. That's why I said I don't know if he's running. He comes with a lot of baggage, but of course
There's no baggage. The baggage is that he's right on everything.
Well, he has been.
We disagree politically,
Do you
but that's
think
okay.
she's for Trump?
I think so.
Sounds
you can
like
I'm
tell
very,
she is for Trump.
very, very heavily Trump. Yes.
You
guys saw we
she's
had
got
him
those
on our
blue
show,
eyes,
right?
though, locked in.
They what
Did
now?
you see that we had Trump on our show here like
Yeah,
2-3
and I
weeks
saw-
ago?
Oh, that's right. Didn't
We
you?
had him, yeah. And
YouTube-
YouTube deleted it in 24 hours. It got almost 6 million views,
Really?
and then YouTube took it down.
Oh, I heard because he said something about
Election.
election fraud.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we would never say that.
No,
We spent
we
so
will
much
not.
time on that episode trying to get him in the room and for them
But
to
it
do
was
that.
it was a very big statement that they took it down.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
you think
kind of
they'll
where we're
take
at.
this down?
No, they won't take. I guess I'm wrong, but yeah.
It helped us too when it got taken down.
Yeah.
I think we can rely on Spotify a little more, honestly, with we'll put the full thing up on Spotify.
And Fox News.
Fox
if you
News.
take this down,
Fox
you're
News has her
fucking with
back.
Fox now.
That's right.
You know?
Damn. You do not want to. You do not want to fuck with her.
Who's the
Yeah,
biggest beauty at Fox News?
This one right here? Yeah, this is the one. Yeah.
Who's the biggest?
Yeah.
Sophia,
Yeah.
who's the biggest beauty at Fox News? Are you like a Tucker Carlson or a Sean Hannity?
Tucker?
You don't like him?
For beauty?
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Oh, okay.
Or no? Or
Are you gay?
no? He's a
Okay.
good
I
looking
honestly,
guy.
it's-
Like,
I
Here we
don't
go,
know.
Bob.
just
Weigh
by
in on
beauty,
this.
I mean like overall, like looks, personality. Like
Sean.
Sean.
I have a crush on Sean,
Really?
for sure.
Who do you think the best looking guy in the group is out of the three of us?
Oh, God.
Probably none of us.
It would take a lot more than what I'm seeing right now.
God damn it.
You know what I mean?
Tough as nails.
What if I like sink a couple like 10-footers on the course?
No.
No.
That's not going to do it.
Okay.
We need a 10-footer off the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't got that. Don't
That's
got
what you
that.
need.
I'm fucked.
All right,
should
that
we
wraps it up.
Should we hit the
All
links?
right, we're wrapping it up.
All right, we're done.
Good seeing you guys. Are we in trouble or are we good?
Happy days. Happy dad.
So thank you for jumping on there.
It was fun.
amazing.
All right.
Amazing.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I can change clothes. Yep. All right.
All right, boys. That was one of my favorite podcasts to do. Honestly, Caitlyn is pretty fucking cool. We actually golfed with her after. That's going to be in the Nelk video that's coming out next Monday. But we had to do it. We're dropping some surprise teas. We got Caitlyn on the course with the happy dad, one of the best fathers in the world. Gave birth to 2 smoke shows. We also got this tea. I identify as a sender. You know, there's a lot of genders these days, so I'm just gonna start telling people that I identify as a sender. Maybe we'll get sender-only washrooms. See what Biden will pass this year. So yeah, we got this shirt, and then we also got the Caitlyn fire-ass hoodie. The liberal bitches will love if you wear Caitlyn Jenner on your hoodie and shit too, so you can kind of get away with both, you know? But those are live on fullsend.com right now. Cop one if you want. And also, we're adding transgenders for Trump. I made that joke a long time ago in a Nelk video, but transgenders for Trump, man, it's actually a movement. The Jenners are starting it, and so is Sophia. So cop a shirt if you want. New Nelk video next Monday. It's been a while. We got a banger coming out. We'll see you guys next Wednesday with another podcast. Thanks for all the love. Listen to the full version on Spotify as well, because we had to cut a lot of shit out of the YouTube. But yeah, subscribe. Peace.